Hipfig Travel Channel offers DIY travel video guides for more than 25 cities in Asia, US, and Canada. If you like this video, then subscribe, give us a thumbs up, or a comment. Welcome to this episode of Hipfig's Beautiful America series on Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. This Hipfig Beautiful America travel guide series is for people interested in national parks and the amazing natural wonders in North America. Bryce Canyon National Park is one of the big 5 national parks in the state of Utah and has the largest concentration of hoodoos. What are hoodoos? They're irregular columns of rocks, and they have the most in the whole entire world. Did you know that Bryce Canyon National Park is not just one canyon, but a group of natural amphitheaters or bowls formed into this high plateau? Well, now you know. In this Bryce Canyon National Park travel guide, we'll show and provide information on entrance into Bryce Canyon National Park, Bryce Canyon Visitor Center, Bryce Canyon Shuttles, major attractions in Bryce Canyon, and much more to help you plan your trip. Bryce Canyon National Park is located at State Highway UT-63 in Bryce, near Bryce Canyon City. You can get to Bryce Canyon National Park from Las Vegas or Salt Lake City. Please use your GPS from your location. We recommend downloading a map of the area as cell phone service is spotty in many areas on the way. We drove through Zion National Park to US Highway 89. We continued north on US Highway 89 and then made a right on UT-12 Hwy east towards Bryce Canyon City. On the way, we stopped off at Dixie National Forest Red Canyon Visitor Center, just off Highway 12 en route to Bryce Canyon National Park. Here you'll get your first introduction to the spectacular red sandstone spires and formations, aka hoodoos. FYI, the Red Canyon Trail System has many popular trails like Pink Ledges, Hoodoo, Bird's Eye, and Golden Wall, and mountain bike trails Thunder Mountain and Red Canyon Bicycle Trail, as well as miles of ATV trails and paved bicycle trails. We continued on east on UT-12 Hwy and turned right on UT-63 HWY south towards Bryce Canyon National Park. There are many signs along the highway, and Bryce Canyon National Park was easy to find. Bryce Canyon City along Highway UT-63 is the closest town before Bryce Canyon National Park and is a good place if you're looking for a hotel or a restaurant. There are many hotels, restaurants, gas stations, and stores in Bryce Canyon City, also referred to as Bryce on many maps. The main center of town is the historic Ruby's Inn. The historic Ruby's Inn is a stop in itself. You'll find a hotel, restaurant, huge gift shop, grocery store, and information center for various tourist activities. Bryce Canyon National Park is open all year round and offers shuttles into the park from Bryce Canyon City from mid-April to September. There is a national park fee of $35 per car, including all passengers, $30 per motorcycle, or $20 per person walking, biking, or shuttling in above the age of 16. The entrance fee is valid for 7 days from the date of purchase. If you have 4 or more people 16 and older in your group, it may be worth it for you to buy the $80 America Beautiful Interagency Annual Pass, which is good for a year for all national parks and monuments in the United States, and especially if you plan to visit the other national parks and monuments in Utah. Bryce Canyon has instituted a shuttle system to the Bryce Canyon Visitor Center and inside the national park to reduce carbon emission and traffic congestion. Bryce Canyon National Park requests that if you're not staying overnight inside the park, to leave your vehicle outside the park area. You can park and board the shuttle at the shuttle station near Ruby's Inn on the left side of the road before entering the park, or at Ruby's Campground. Parking at these locations are free. There is a shuttle ticket counter outside the main entrance of Ruby's Inn. You can also get shuttle tickets from the kiosk at Ruby's Campground or the shuttle parking and boarding area. The Bryce Canyon Shuttle service runs every 15 to 20 minutes from mid-April to mid-September. Once we got to the entrance gate on Utah Highway 63, we used our Interagency National Park Pass to enter the park. We received a newsletter and a map of the park from the ranger. The Bryce Canyon National Park Visitor Center is about 1 mile inside the park on your right-hand side from the Bryce Canyon entrance. We found a spot in the parking lot and made our way to the Bryce Canyon Visitor Center. The Bryce Canyon Visitor Center is open from May through September, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., October and April, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and November through March, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. In the Visitor Center, there is a short informational video shown every half hour, information on ranger-led programs, and exhibits of Bryce complex natural and cultural history. You'll also find restrooms to the left after the entrance, bookstore, and a ranger staffed information desk. You can get your backcountry permits at the information desk if you plan to camp or hike in the backcountry trails. FYI, the Bryce Canyon shuttle stops include outside the entrance at Shuttle Station, Old Bryce Town, Best Western Grand Hotel, Best Western Ruby's Inn, and Ruby's Campground, and inside the Bryce Canyon National Park at the Bryce Canyon Visitor Center, Sunset Campground, Bryce Point, Inspiration Point, Sunset Campground, Sunset Point, Bryce Canyon Lodge, Sunrise Point, Bryce Canyon Visitor Center, and then back to Ruby's Campground. The round trip will take about 50 minutes to an hour. FYI, there's also a free guided shuttle tour to Rainbow Point twice a day at 9 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Reservations are required and can be made in person at the shuttle offices at Ruby's Inn, Ruby's Campground, and the shuttle parking and boarding area, or you can call 435-834-5290 up to 7 days in advance. Spaces are filled on a first-come, first-served basis. Since we were staying overnight at Bryce Canyon, we drove through the park and did not take the shuttle. We drove to the most southern point in Bryce Canyon National Park to Rainbow Point first and then back north. There is only one main road in and out of Bryce Canyon National Park. At Rainbow Point, we walked to the southern overlook, Yovimpa Point, where you can see area referred to as the Grand Staircase. This section or steps are named for the main colors of the rock. There is an easy, flat 0.8 mile trail called the Bristol Cone Loop. There are also backcountry trails which start here, like the Rig Spring Loop Trail and the Under the Rim Trail. By the way, these require permits. We continued north to the Natural Bridges, which is a roadside stop. By the way, the shuttle does not stop here, but you can take the long hike on the Rim Trail to Inspiration Point. At Natural Bridges, you can see the natural arches in Bryce Canyon sculpted by the erosion of frost wedging and dissolution, as well as gravity, which pulls down the weakened pockets of the rock and the center, creating the hole or arch. We continued north to stops at viewpoints like Far View Point, where we were treated to exquisite views of the pink steps and the oddly shaped hoodoos carved by erosion and wind. One of the major must-see attractions and stops is Inspiration Point. Here you'll see the inspiring main hoodoo amphitheater referred to as the Silent City. From here you can take the Rim Trail, which extends south to Bryce Point or north to Sunset Point. Warning, the cliffs can be slippery and there are no barriers at some points. Remain on the trails and behind railings for safety. By the way, no matter how cute the animals are, please don't feed them. At Inspiration Point, you'll have access to the Peekaboo Loop Trail, which is part of the Backcountry Under the Rim Trail and connects to Bryce Point. From Bryce Point, if you head south, you can hike to Rainbow Point. Another main stop is Bryce Point, where you can see the full amphitheater. If you get here early in the morning, this is also a great place to see sunrises due to the colors of the hoodoos. We continued our trek north to Sunset Point. Sunset Point is the most popular attraction and the busiest stop in this national park. Parking here is busy in the peak hours. You can also take the shuttle to this spot. Sunset Point is popular because you can see the whole of the Silent City, Bryce Canyon's most famous hoodoos. The maze of pink hoodoos on the northern edge and Thor's Hammer are very popular attractions here. The Claren Formation of hoodoos were formed millions of years ago when limestone deposits in the freshwater lake known to geologists as Lake Claren oxidized the iron minerals which make up the red, oranges, and yellows of the lower half of the cliffs. In the sections of limestone where it is pure, the color is less vibrant. From Sunset Point, you have the access to the popular Navajo Loop Trail. The Navajo Loop Trail descends from Sunset Point through the slot canyon named Wall Street. It connects to Queen's Garden Trail to the Rim Trail at Sunrise Point. Also consider a full moon hike. For more information, please check at the Visitor Center. Please make sure to bring a refillable water bottle, some snacks, wear appropriate hiking shoes or walking shoes, sunscreen, hat, and sunglasses, and of course, a camera. There are picnic tables, restrooms, and drinking water available here at Sunset Point. We recommend at least half a day in the park if you're not hiking or taking excursions like horseback riding, camping, or backcountry hiking. A visit to Bryce Canyon National Park was inspiring and unique and recommended for the whole entire family. Once we completed our visit to Bryce Canyon National Park, we drove out on UT-63 and took a right on UT-12 junction to drive through the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument to our next destination. The Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument is part of the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. It's a beautiful drive through UT-12. The Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument spans the spectacular Grand Staircase of cliffs and terraces, the Caparowitz Plateau, and the Escalante River canyons. This remote area is truly a showstopper. We stopped by the Cannonville Visitor Center at 10 Center Street, Cannonville, Utah. It's open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day. The Cannonville Visitor Center focuses on human geography. We learned about how geography affected humans' ability to settle on the land and on the 19th century pioneers and Paiute life related to this area. We also stopped at the Escalante Interagency Visitor Center. The Escalante Interagency Visitor Center is located at 755 West Main and Escalante. It's open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day. But the main destination of the Grand Staircase Escalante Monument are the amazing vistas of the Grand Staircase. The colors of the staircase are so vibrant and the canyons are cinematic. If you have time, we highly recommend driving through this gorgeous landscape, especially if you're traveling from Bryce Canyon to Capitol Reef National Park or vice versa. Happy travels! Go to hipfig.com for more information or go to our Hipfig travel channel on YouTube and be sure to subscribe for regular updates.